We begin in the US, where university students, some of their teachers and local activists are ignoring their school's leadership and standing up against the war in Gaza. This was the scene at the University of Texas, Austin, in just the past few hours. Hundreds of students have been arrested across the country. State troopers detained several students who refused to leave. University administrations have grown increasingly intolerant of the nationwide protest movement. Students are demanding an end to the genocide in Gaza. Al Jazeera's Heidi Jo Castro has the latest from the University of Texas in Austin, where protesters are vowing to continue demonstrations despite the arrests.
It has been an extraordinary turn of events here on the UT Austin campus. What began this Monday morning as a silent protest staged by faculty in opposition to the way that UT Austin administration has been responding to these protests has now erupted into this conflict. You're seeing the protesters to my left. These are members of the UT community. They're students. Some are faculty members. The reason they're holding umbrellas is because just moments ago there was pepper spray deployed on them. I want to show you the other side of what I'm seeing here. To my right are the police officers who are now barricading against these protesters. What they're protecting behind them is the place where the previously arrested protesters have been held. Some 43 people who were part of an initial encampment that began this afternoon at UT Austin, with people setting up tents and then forming a circle around it in opposition and refusing to disperse as the university had ordered. Well, mere minutes after those tents were erected, we saw this police presence suddenly descend upon those protesters. The police encircled them, began arresting them one by one, dragging them away from the line, picking them up off the ground where they had taken a seat, and in handcuffs, taking them away. Well, then, just as we thought that protest was ending, it shifted to this. Still more members of the UT community showed up. They were so incensed by the way that the police came and arrested those protesters that now still more people have been drawn here. And I want to actually talk to one of them. Excuse me, I'm with Al Jazeera English. Tell me, what is it about this moment that made you want to be here on the front line?
My grandma and grandpa fled Palestine in 1948. My mom was born there in 1967. And this has been a struggle for more than 75 years. The students are never on the wrong side of history. Who's using aggression? It's the cops. Who is peacefully protesting a war in which 30,000 people died? It's us. Please be on the right side of history. No one should suffer the way the Palestinians have suffered.
What do you think of the way that the police have responded?
I mean, the police responded the same way in Vietnam. They responded the same way during the Civil Rights Movement. They only know aggression against peaceful protest. So this is honestly very classic and expected.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. And we've been hearing these similar comments all throughout the day from protesters. There were the initial ones who came as part of the encampment, and that has only grown by the tenfolds, if not more, as more and more people have shown up here, really motivated by what they saw as this police crackdown, and now joining these voices protesting in support of Palestinians. Reporting from the University of Texas at Austin, I'm Heidi Jo Castro with Al Jazeera.
Student protesters at Columbia University have been given an ultimatum: leave their encampments or face suspension. They were given a 2 p.m. deadline, which has passed. They're demanding educational institutions withdraw their investments from companies they say are complicit in genocide. Theresa Bow sent this update from Columbia University in New York.
Hundreds and hundreds of students here in Columbia University, they're demanding an end to the genocide that they say is happening in Gaza. They're also demanding that the Columbia University stops investing in companies that are profiting from the war in Gaza. You can see them right here marching in the university. This is an emergency meeting because the students that are holding an encampment here say that they've been handing over a paper where they have to identify themselves and they leave the campus. For several days now, students have been camping right here in the center of campus. They're demanding, as I said before, a ceasefire in Gaza, an end to the war. They're also demanding that this university halts its investment in companies that profit on the war. Also, the university, the president of Columbia University, says that they're trying to resolve the ongoing conflict peacefully. They say that they want to ensure freedom of speech while at the same time allowing Jewish students in this university to feel safe. However, people here are saying that these are peaceful protests, that they want to shed light on the suffering that is happening in Gaza right now. What they're demanding is an end to the killing, an end to the displacement, an end to the hunger that is happening in Gaza right now. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, New York.
Kristen Salumi has this update from Yale University, where dozens of students have been arrested.
Yale University students have now set up their second encampment. The first one was done in solidarity with Columbia University students, but was taken down after just 3 days when police came in and arrested 44 students in the process. Nevertheless, the students came back on Sunday, setting up another encampment. About 40 tents are on the scene. I spoke to one of the student protesters earlier about why they came back.
The fact of the matter is, Yale University never met our demands. Our demands have not changed. They are disclose financial investments, divest from weapons manufacturing and the profiting off of the genocide in Gaza, and to reinvest in the New Haven community in education, in food, in affordable housing. And our demands remain steadfast. Yale may have come and arrested students and community members, but what they failed to do was meet our demands. So we're back.
They've already said that they will not divest from Israeli weapons manufacturers or any weapons manufacturers that are supplying the Israelis. Are there talks ongoing?
Yes, we're very, we're very interested in and trying to open channels of negotiations in good faith with the university, where the university obviously has been responding fairly aggressively and militantly to peaceful student demonstration. But we're very steadfast. We're here to stay, and we are committed to our demands. We recognize, we've all been seeing live broadcasted the genocide that's happening in Gaza, and until there's an end to Yale's complicity in that, we're going to continue mobilizing. We're going to continue speaking out.
Soon after the students returned to the campus in their tents, they received a letter hand-delivered from the dean of the university, warning them that they were violating school policies and also warning them that they were risking arrest and possibly suspension if they remain. Kristen Salumi, Al Jazeera, New Haven, Connecticut.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.